Am I the asshole for spending money I saved for a trip with my dad when he wanted to include his stepdaughter? Back in February, I, 17 female, asked my dad if we could take a weekend trip for Halloween to this haunted house event the two of us talked about going to before. He said he wasn't sure he could afford it, but if I saved enough money, we could go. He was going to cover some of it, too. I actually saved up the money by early September and told him as much. He then brought up the subject about how cool it would be to include his stepdaughter, 14, and it would be a nice bonding trip for all three of us. He asked me how I felt about it, and I told him I didn't want to include her. I wanted it to be just the two of us. He asked why, and I told him we never do stuff just the two of us anymore, and I want that time with him. He said I get plenty of time with his wife. I said she's not him, that I wanted more time for him and me, not everyone together, not me and his wife or me and his stepdaughter. He told me, okay, it could just be us. Then his wife blabbed because he didn't tell her I had said no. Then his stepdaughter wanted to go, and he told me he couldn't say no to her after that. So I told him to forget it. I bought myself some stuff with the money I'd saved. This upset my dad and his wife and his stepdaughter. My dad and his wife told me I responded like a child instead of an almost adult. His stepdaughter said I was so mean. Why would I do that? She was looking forward to spending the weekend with us at the haunted house. I told my dad I saved it for the two of us to go alone. But he has made it clear he doesn't want that time with just me anymore. And since that's how he feels, I am sick and tired of time with his family. That he shouldn't worry because I will be gone soon and he can spend all the time he wants with them, and the childish and mean one won't be living here in a few months. He asked why I couldn't just wait to do something else with him. Why spend the money? Why break the plans like that? It's not the first time I have tried to do something with him, and he automatically involved everyone or just his stepdaughter in it. And I even told him I missed hanging out, just him and me. It doesn't do shit. I know his wife is upset because her daughter is hurt, because she knows how badly I didn't want her there, and she's also not going now. Am I the asshole here?
No.
I know, it kind of contradicts what we said about being inclusive.
I had a lot of thought process as you were reading this.
I know.
Because I'm the kind of guy that likes to bring everyone together. And I understand the pressure he was also going through looking at his wife and looking at his now 14-year-old daughter and trying to bind everyone together. But here's something that clearly supersedes all that. The 17-year-old daughter said, Dad, I want to do this as you and me. I want to have time together. Mm-hmm. And so much that, and because you can't afford it, I mean, so much, I'm going to get the money and I'm going to do this. I'm going to save it to do it with just you and me. So the answer was, it really was a father-daughter event for these two family members. It doesn't mean that they can't do something as a family on another occasion, but this one was hers. So I'm going to say that it's she's not the asshole for wanting this.
Yeah, and that was the overall vote on the thread.
I bet you thought that I was going to side with the father.
I did. I think you were going to be like, the more the merrier. Include her. It'll be good.
But she's not the asshole.
Not the asshole. She clearly expressed what she wanted.
She's not the asshole.
The fact that she is 17, she's probably in high school, saving up her money to not only pay for herself, but her dad to go on this special trip. Mm-hmm. And then would she be expected to pay for her stepsister?
Well, but it's more amazing to me is that, let's imagine that he says, I'll pay for the stepsister. Why wasn't he paying for himself? Why is the daughter?
Exactly. Like that, it makes the rationale there makes no sense.
So my answer
Shitty dad.
My answer is that it's clearly their vacation, their time, and I'm sorry for the 18-year-old, for the 14-year-old, but and obviously there has to be some bonding time, but not this one.
No, and I think that's an important part of parenting, and making sure all of your children's needs are being met. Like, yes, there's a time for group activities, but each child also needs one-on-one time, different experiences. And yeah, the 14-year-old's going to be upset. Like, her mom talked it up to her. She was excited. She's now getting let down. But you have a conversation and say, you know what? This is super important that so-and-so does this with her dad.
I would really say it, even if you guys were of the same dad and this was something that she wanted to do,
Yeah.
that this is a moment they're going to share together, and you'll have your sharing moments with him. And you'll have,
yeah, for sure. But I think you could make it more relatable to her if you set it from a perspective of like, you know, if her dad is in the picture. Granted, we don't know what her dad's situation is, but
you told me to take these at face value.
you have experiences with your dad. She needs an experience with her dad, and she's clearly very hurt. Like,
I feel for that.
Yeah.
But she's not the asshole.
Not the asshole. And that was the overall vote on the thread. Not the asshole. You shouldn't be covering any of the costs of the trip at all. And your dad and his wife are being assholes by downplaying your need for one-on-one time with your father. And someone else goes, not the asshole. The money is yours and you're entitled to spend it on what you want. You aren't obligated to participate in a trip with your stepsister, let alone pay for it from your pocket. It's good that you stood your ground and didn't let them guilt trip you or force you. Not the asshole.